we're back.
Right.
We just went through the Blitzkrieg, and the Blitzkrieg, about you're going to attack it, you're going to gain all that new ground, you're going to be getting new territory because you're making a lot of contacts and you're creating a ton of activity. And so now we're going to go to step 2. Step 2, Todd's going to bring us right into step 2, and that's going to, I'm just going to hand it off to you, bro.
Yeah. So we call step 2 7 fingers, right? Now, obviously, you've never seen anybody with 7 fingers, and if you have, well, there's a story behind that. So anyways, but really the 7 fingers or the 7 touches, right? Which is the rule of thumb, the 7, right?
Yep.
And so what the rule of 7 is, it was actually a formulated plan back in the 1930s by film industries that they realized that they needed to touch somebody at least 7 times before they would actually understand their product or would realize what the point they were trying to make. So there's 7 different impressions that you need to make on somebody before you can actually assume that they're going to buy into your product or really have understanding of knowing who you are. And so you'll see in marketing, I think people have even said 13 touches now because of the noise that's out there, but we're going to use 7 as a minimum because I think that's a good place to start. So anyways, the 7 fingers really is about that. It's about creating the touches after the Blitzkrieg. I mean, what we see happen all the time is we see people go to trade shows. We'll see them spend tons of money doing a marketing campaign, and then what happens is they really lack with the follow-up, they lack with a plan on really how to continually stay in front of their target audience. And really that is the next step here. So with this being said, with the 7 fingers, right, is really that. So the first action item, right, in this, is creating a follow-up plan, right? Creating a follow-up plan. And and the thing is, we're talking about simplistic, nothing complicated, nothing that's going to be, again, out too long, because those don't tend to work out well, right? We lose track of where we are. So simplistic, consistency, follow-up plan. Would you agree with that?
No, I would agree with that. And I think some of that has to do with when's that first touch. So if we come from the Blitzkrieg, we've created an opportunity, we've got a contact. That follow-up plan has got to start. It's got to start immediately. So Todd, me and you had talked about what's the timelines, the follow-up plan, as far as first contact, how we're doing it, those things right there, as far as just getting that follow-up plan going.
And obviously this is going to be dependent upon the type of follow-up plan you go with, right? We know that email drip campaigns, there's a, they call it a swipe file, right? Which is first day, third day, 7th day, 21st day, and so on and so forth. But there's all kinds of different ways depending upon what kind of follow-up plan you're going to go with. And it's really also going to be dependent upon the type of Blitzkrieg you did. What kind of blitz marketing did you do to go out and really start drumming up business and traction? So again, the follow-up plan is going to be completely dependent upon that. But and here's what I do suggest, Billy. Any questions that you do have, comment below. I mean, obviously you're going to be able to find a comment section below. We're going to be answering those comments, and we'll be doing follow-up videos based on the questions that you may have as well. So that's what I would say was what for bullet point 1. What would you say?
Bullet point number 2 is just going to be just do it. We're going to go all Nike on you and don't turn us into them, but just do it. Just start the follow-up plan. If you will start it, and you will be consistent with it. Because what Todd had talked about as far as consistency, you start it, you get it going, but then don't denigrate, don't diminish the importance of personal contact. So that follow-up plan, if you're using email drip, still make the phone calls. Email them and tell them when you're going to call them. Get precise and then call them exactly when you say you're going to call them, because it's important that you just do it, because the real work and the real acquisition happens in the follow-up. The Blitzkrieg gets them interested. It's kind of putting a hook out there, and it kind of gets them hooked a little bit. But the follow-up is the key to keeping it moving to another step. And what are we trying to accomplish with follow-up? We are trying to accomplish a next step. We're trying to get them to the table. That's what the follow-up is all about.
Right. So the follow-up, and then again, just to kind of elaborate on that, the just do it is, again, it goes back to what we were talking about with the Blitzkrieg. That action alone, right, just taking action will get you there. We oftentimes hear a saying 80% of life is just showing up.
Yeah.
Which means that if you just do it, chances are you've got a better shot of getting it to accomplish than versus sitting back and saying, well, boy, I wonder how I'm going to do it, right? I mean, there's things known as A/B split testing, which I think I talked about in the first video here, but A/B split testing is an online marketing technique that they try different headlines to see which one gets traction and which one converts versus another. See, there is no proven plan, and certain things make people do things and react differently to convert. So again, this is something where you take small, simple steps. You got to constantly correct. It's like driving a car. You don't ever drive in a straight line. There's constant minor corrections, right? The same thing goes with the just doing it as well. But you got to do it. If you don't do it, you'll never know. So that's the next thing. So the first one was create a follow-up plan. Second one was just do it. And then the third one is, right, identify the time suckers.
Yes, exactly.
And if there's anything that we've learned in business is that, man, there's givers and there's takers. Yep. And 9 times out of 10, there are more takers than there are givers.
Yep.
And what that means is that everybody's got an agenda. Everybody's got their own thing that they're trying to accomplish. And there's these things we call time suckers. These are the guys that are they're gonna take your time. They're going to ask you to do a million different things for them. Yep. They're going to make you do 5 different proposals. They're going to make you do and make you do and make you do and make you do. And the problem is they're never committed. They're never going to buy. Right. That's the thing with the time suckers. Yep. So, again, I mean, what's your thought on that?
No, exactly. Because if you can eliminate that, you're going to have to focus on, because remember, we're in Blitzkrieg. We're in a mode of gaining to generate revenue. And so you've got to go with the hot leads. And that's really what it is, because some are not hot. You've got to identify who's hot. You've got to be aware of the buying signals and who's asking the question, who wants more information, not the ones that are just having you run down stuff. That's a waste of your time. Are you using you as a quoting tool? Forget that.
Right.
Identify that quick and run.
Yeah.
And then pick up the phone and call somebody that's a hot lead. Go after that low-hanging fruit, because that's what you're trying to do, is generate revenue.
Yeah, and I think the other thing with that is that I'm not saying that not every opportunity is an opportunity, not a good opportunity.
Right.
I'm just saying that you're trying to, like Lynn said, you're trying to get the low-hanging fruit immediately and convert. And so we're saying pick the low-hanging fruit, but also make note of those individuals that are going to be the long-term life cycle of the sales process.
Right.
Document that process as well. That way you can always follow back with them at a later time. But this is the primary purpose of a blitzkrieg,
right,
in generating revenue, is instantaneous revenue within 30 days. That's the whole point behind this.
That's it.
All right. So
that's point 2, step 2. So we're waiting for step 3.
Step 3, yeah. So again, in step 3 is, we're just kind of give you a little sneak peek, but it's through the wall.
Through the wall. You're gonna like this one. I'm telling you, you'll love the story.
Through the wall, yeah. So that's I think we all encountered that. It's a little sneak preview that we always have. We always have things that we run into, but we call it through the wall. And I think it's something you'll always remember when you're running into it. Because oftentimes we run into the wall, right? So anyways.
Oh, yeah, we did tell we're in Park City. Right here. Yep.
Park City, yeah, this is Main Street.
This is awesome here.
In Park City, as you can see, it's beautiful.
It is. It's gorgeous. Wish you were here with us.
We do. Maybe next year, you guys can join us at Park City for the P2W Summit.
Yes, sir.
And so anyways, we're excited about this, and we're excited about what we're sharing with you. And again, these are, not real elaborate videos, obviously.
Right.
They're just enough to kind of give you a little bit to nibble on, but at the same time, though, we want you to follow us. We want you to be, obviously, and share this, because we can help you. And again, that's through our blog, through some of the other products we're going to do, our inner circles that we're going to be developing as well. And so we're excited about what we're doing here, and we're excited about you guys being part of our team.
That's right.
So again, stay tuned for the next snippet, Through the Wall, because that's going to be an exciting one.
You're going to like it.
All right. All right, we're back. Again, we're excited. We're here in Park City, Utah for our P2W Summit. Again, we've got a lot of good things that we're working on. And we got a dog coming this way.
Oh, he's going. So anyways, we'll just keep with that. We'll keep going.
So anyway, sorry about that. Sorry about the interruption.